Okay, so welcome back to another video. I've been getting a lot of questions regarding the new article just came up in Khaleej Times, and it was supporting the Fitch rating. Fitch is basically a credit rating agency. They analyze, they understand what is happening in the country, and according to that they give out their own ratings based on numbers and the facts, what is going to happen in that market, and they just project what is going to happen in the next coming near future. So they gave 15% correction that is going to happen in Dubai. Now in this video, I'm going to talk about the complete facts and data, if that complete article makes sense or not. So we'll go over that together. In this video, we will dive deep what is happening in Dubai, what kind of supply is coming up in Dubai, if that rating really supports the actual indicators, what is happening in economy of Dubai, if the demand is still there, or is it really going to drop? Is it the price are going to drop in the market in the next coming future? So let's just start this analysis together and go and dive deep into it. So we're going to understand in this video, in this presentation, that what kind of indicators are actually driving the growth of the whole UAE and Dubai, specifically Dubai region. This was basically the article published on 28th of May. You can see that they had some kind of reservations regarding Dubai, that the 15% of the prices will fall in the whole of Dubai. I personally, after looking at it, after doing a lot of research, and put down this presentation so that I can give to you that if this report really makes sense or not. I can get into the detail of the supply and everything once we go over to this presentation one by one. So in this article, they're mentioning that it will face a moderate correction of 2025 till 2026. Now they have mentioned specifically the moderate correction, but people are panicking like the prices are going to go down, the market will crash. So I'll tell you why is it healthy for this market even if the correction happens, but what is actually going to happen. Now, what is actually happening in Dubai? So let's go over some past data. In 2024, 169,000 new residents entered into the market. It is the fastest growth since 2018. So strategic reforms and economic appeal draw expats. So according to the current population, according to the actual population of Dubai, which is right now standing at somewhere 3.9 million, you can Google it and you can have a look on it. 92% of that population is actually expats, and 8% are actually the UAE national people living inside the city. So why is that happening? Now, what kind of decisions that Dubai is taking, that so many expats from around the world, 300 plus nationalities are living in Dubai in a harmony, no crimes happening. Why in the whole 7 Emirates of UAE, if you go to numbeo.com, and you will see that on the top 10 most safest city, all of the 7 Emirates of UAE are mentioned there. Why is that happening? So government have a very strict plan of population goal of 7.8 million by 2040. So we will discuss why is Dubai's population is growing. Now this is a chart that you can understand what is actually government goal is and what is actually happening right now. So in this, you can understand the sky blue dashed line is a linear growth, 248,000 people per year needed in this market to reach this goal by 2040 in the next 15 years, which is a very good time to reach this target. But I will tell you that right now, in the first quarter of 2025, we have seen 90,000 new residents entered into the market. Now in the first quarter, if 90,000 people have entered into the market, if you just divide this data by per day, that makes up to 1,000 people per day. But what happened in last year of 2024, 169,000 people came into this city to make this city their home for the coming future. Now that's around 460 people per day. Now if you compare this data of the last year of this year first quarter, you can see that it's actually the double. And if you were to make it more factual, it's 5.93% of population growth in 2024, and in this year we have seen the 10% of growth only in the first quarter compared to the last year. Now this royal blue line that you can see is actually the accelerating growth path, and red dot is where Dubai stands today. It's 3.825 million in 2024, but we're standing in 2025. So I've given you the actual figure that 90,000 residents have just entered into the first quarter. So we are standing at somewhere around 3.925. Now the gray dotted line that you are seeing is the government's 2040 urban master plan, in which they have a goal of reaching the population of 7.8 million. And not just that, they want to double their economy. Now, why there's so many people moving into the city is because of economic opportunities, tax-free income, and business hubs. So basically the whole of Dubai, anything that you're seeing in Dubai is not funded by the government. Is basically the public sector and the private sector are actually heavily injecting a lot of capital to build this city, to do the business because of tax-free income as well. And the productivity is increasing year on year. And right now the government goal is that they want to increase more skilled labor inside the city, from the labor who are building the developments of Dubai till the CEO level or the company's owner. So they want everyone to work and increase the productivity inside the city. The second point is visa reforms, the golden visa, investor friendly policies. Now 80% of my buyers who have invested with me in the real estate of Dubai, 80% of them, after buying the property, they have taken my assistance to get a golden visa because they want to settle down their families for the long-term future. Quality of life. So quality of life, as I've said, that in numbeo.com you can see in the whole 7 emirate of UAE have been awarded some position inside the top 10 ranking around the global cities, in which Abu Dhabi is the number 1, the most safest city in the world right now. And in Dubai, if I'm not wrong, at the 4th position or 3rd position. And there is Ras Al Khaimah as well, there is Ajman as well, and there is Fujairah also ranked in that top 10 ranking. Now, regional magnetism. This region, specifically Dubai, have been attracting a lot of Fortune 500 companies. If I were to give you an example, that all of the Fortune 500 companies such as IBM, such as Amazon, their headquarters are based in Dubai, not anywhere in the whole UAE region or even in the Saudi, even in any other country in the Middle East. Their bases are actually located inside Dubai, and they have no plans of moving whatsoever in the next coming future. Now, the Urban Master Plan 2040 is to create smart growth and green space and mobility. We'll come to that part later on in our presentation. Now, is it hype or can it happen? So we have covered some part of it. So let's just go over it so that we can have an overview. 2024, we have a population closed at 3.825. 2040, our goal is 7.8 million people, and needed 250,000 new residents per year. Now, the growth never stays linear, it increases exponentially. But in my previous video, I have said this a lot of time, that government is very much focused on what kind of people they want to move inside the city. They are more focused for the right quality, skilled labor to move inside the city so that they can be productive, they can help their economy grow, because it's most of the projects, most of the developments, most of the businesses, most of the the entities which government is running right now is basically funded by the public. They are all listed public companies inside Dubai. So the key is that the growth must accelerate above 2024's 169,000 per year rate. And we, in this year specifically, we have seen in the first quarter that 90,000 new residents entered into the market. So we are seeing that growth is on spot and it's increasing exponentially, and it's very much sustainable. And the government don't want to do it quick, they want to do it the right way, which is why they have published all their plans in the media so that they can be held accountable for that in the coming future. Which government? Give me one example of any government globally that they have published their 2040 plan and they have published their next 50 years or 60 years plan, and they want to held accountable for their all commitments that they have made to the public. Now, why government wants this? Economic diversification beyond oil. Or most people know that Dubai is not actually capitalizing on their oil economy. The whole Dubai is basically running on different sectors, which we will come to that part later on this presentation. Real estate sustainability. Now, every time when I see this real estate sustainability, a lot of people don't understand that government is actually heavily investing on the research and development. They know what kind of people are moving inside the city, what is the size of people are moving inside the city, what kind of real estate needs those people and those families have. So, which is why the real estate growth in Dubai is becoming very sustainable. Yes, some areas are becoming oversupplied, but that will also be tackled in coming future and the prices will stabilize in those areas. But most of the launches which are happening right now in Dubai are being controlled, are being approved and looked after by DLD department to understand if this is the right need of the market, and then they get the approval and then they get ahead in the game and reaches to the launches of those development. Boost soft power in the region and globally, support world-class infrastructure. Now, everyone I have met, every resident of US, UK or any other country from any European country, when they come to Dubai, they met with me after visiting Dubai city, after having a lot of fun inside the city. They never ever have complained about the infrastructure of Dubai. Yes, the traffic problem is still happening right now in the city because of a lot of people moving, but parallel to the traffic problem, government have poured billions of dirham to expand those road network. RTA is working day and night and they are expanding their road networks on different locations such as Al Fay Road, such as the Infinity Bridge. These are just one of those examples which I have mentioned in my videos, which is why I'm referring to it. There are other expansions happening inside the city. We can talk about that, but this basically the complete presentation is based on to make you understand why this city is growing, why this city is growing on a very healthy way, and it is not becoming a bubble. It is actually the need of the market. It is actually the stability that the people are looking for, which is why a lot of people are moving inside this city. Fuel innovation and global talent base. Now, as I've said, again, government is right now attracting a lot of skilled labor from around the world. It is not an open border policy that is happening in US, UK, where a lot of different kind of people, criminals move inside the city and things become quite challenging for government to handle. In Dubai, the Dubai police is an autonomous body. Not even the prince, not even the king of the ruler of Dubai can interfere with the decisions of police, which shows us that this city and this government want this city to be safest city in the world. So economic diversification. Dubai has a very limited oil reserves compared to Abu Dhabi. Its long-term survival depends on non-oil sectors like tourism. Now, tourism, if I were just to speak about tourism, I will tell you some facts. Government have announced 128 billion dirham worth of a world's largest airport in Dubai South, which is why a lot of developers are heavily investing and they are expanding their developments towards Dubai South. Dubai South is an ever-growing area in Dubai. Most of the developments are actually being developed inside that Dubai South area. Is because of many reasons, but tourism was a key factor that they want that airport to at least manage 260 million passengers capacity in just 1 year. Another example I want to give you, which is the real example of 2024, that Dubai Mall was the most visited place on the earth with the visitors of 111 million visitors visited Dubai Mall in just 2024. Now, the government wants to distribute this tourism to other parts of Dubai, which is why they're heavily investing towards the Dubai Hills Mall, and they're trying to connect that Dubai Hills Mall towards the coming metro line in the coming near future. We'll talk about that. So Dubai Mall have seen what kind of response it has, how many people have visited. People love their infrastructure of Emaar in Dubai downtown. Now, finance is another sector that we have seen that top 7 banks in my previous video of Emirates Tower. You can go to that, you can check it out. I was in DIFC, I was explaining this data and the facts. You can look it up on the internet as well, that all of the top 10 global banks are sitting in DIFC. All of the top 7 lawyer firms are sitting in DIFC. All of the top hedge fund companies are sitting inside DIFC. Now, the government have made it solid business friendly structure inside the city, which is why these kinds of top firms have done their due diligence for the next 10 to 20 years, and they have based their headquarters inside the city in DIFC. Tech startups, we have seen, you can look it up on the internet. There are so many examples. The government is initiating a lot of events inside the city in which the private sector wants to fund the new startups. They're always innovating, they're always inviting, they're always creating new solutions for the people. I had this experience once that one of my friend from US, he came to the city. He lived inside Dubai for like 2 years. After that, he went for holidays to his own home country, and he came back and tell me this experience that Matloop, after living inside Dubai, it has struck my mind that I can't live in any other country because of the kind of convenience, because of the kind of facilities that I have in Dubai. I have never seen it in any other countries, neither in my own home country as well. Real estate. Now, the real estate is basically one part of economy, because whenever there are a lot of people moving inside the city, they always need a place to live. And if the businesses are moving inside the city, they need more employees. And what are the employees? Those are also the people. And if the new startups are moving and expanding their operations inside the city, they also attract a lot of people, skilled labor inside the city. They also need real estate, which is why real estate is a very driving factor of this economy, and there is a lot of need for the city to create more real estate. Just to give you an example, by 2040, if we were to reach the goal of 7.8 million, and we were to invite like around 3.6 million more people in the next 15 years, we will be needing 800,000 new homes for just the new residents moving inside this city. Green energy, government is working heavily on this sector in the city to create renewable energy. COP28 happened in Expo City, Dubai. These kinds of events, if it's happening in the city, that means the government is heavily inviting those people who can create these kinds of innovative solutions for the city to create energy from the waste, which Singapore also has done it in the past. They are still doing it, but Dubai is learning from the mistakes of every city around the world. Each of these sectors needs people, as I've said, to work, consume, invest, and build. Larger population equals to larger internal economy equals to more resilience. Becoming a global city, Dubai aims to rival cities like Singapore as a logistics or financial hub. Now, Dubai is leading. In 2024 or 2023, if I'm not wrong, you can look it up. Dubai was on the 3rd rank for the foreign direct investment. Number 1 was Singapore, then London, and then Dubai. Now, if you were to look at the current data, Dubai is number 1 in attracting foreign direct investment inside the city, and leading by double the number of foreign direct investment than Singapore. Now, New York is also a cultural and economic magnet back then, but right now I'm getting a lot of calls from specifically New York through my YouTube channel. A lot of people are right now inquiring about Dubai, and they are planning for their long-term future inside this city because of many reasons. Woke culture, debt crisis, because of the tariff situation, there is a lot of problem. There is a lot of tax issues for the business owners. Right now, it is becoming unsustainable for a lot of people to live inside that city. So to do that, it needs a large and skilled population. We have discussed that, a diverse mix of cultures, which Dubai already is. More than 300 plus nationalities are living in harmony inside this city. Constant innovation and steady talent pool. So if you were to visit Dubai, you will see there is always something happening. Every day there is something happening. If you have visited Dubai like 2 years back and you came back again, you will see there is a lot of change happen in the roads, new developments, some new opportunities came into the market. So Dubai as a city is a very inviting city, a very collaborative city for any kind of solution that people have to create a better future. A geopolitical influence, population equals to economic power equals to soft power. With 7 to 8 million productive residents, Dubai could position itself as an unofficial capital of MENA region, which it already is, a neutral hub for diplomacy, trade, finance between East and West. Now, we personally, being a real estate consultant, we are seeing it happening in a real time. We are seeing that because of being a neutral hub for diplomacy and trade and finance, a lot of people from these sectors from around the world are seeing Dubai as their future home, or they're investing and they are waiting for the right time to move inside the city. Key player in global conversations around climate, tech, and the future of cities. Now, COP28 happened in Expo City in Dubai last year. These events shows us that, they want to create that kind of a future for these people who are living inside Dubai. Vision 2040 and sustainability. Dubai Urban Master Plan is not just about size, it's about the quality of life. Now, every resident is a evidence for this point that the Vision 2040 and sustainability, 60% of the city will be the green space. Now, every development which is being launched in Dubai right now is aligned with this government vision. Every development, every developer, either it's a semi-government, either it's a private developer, they are aligned with this plan, with this one point of 60% of the city will be a green space. Now, all of these new communities which are being launched and picked up by the investors and the homeowners of the city, all of the concept is basically being sold by the alignment of this government planning. Public transport will be expanded massively. Now, in 2009, a first metro line was started inside the city, which there was a red line and the green line. Now it is being published in the market that there will be 4 to 5 more metro lines coming inside the city. In my previous video of Jumeirah Gulf States, you can see there is a metro station under construction in Jumeirah Gulf State. This is just one example. Now, more sustainable, walkable communities will be built inside the city. Now, every launch that I'm covering right now, which is coming up, all of the villas and townhouses communities, which are coming up right now by these big developers such as Emaar, such as Miras, such as Wasl. All communities you can see is based on these concepts of walkable communities. Even they're innovating these solutions with a lot of unique kind of amenities inside those communities, such as equestrian trail, which is just being launched in the Wasl's new Jumeirah Gulf State Phase 2. Dubai Hills Estate comprises of 1.2 kilometer worth of a park, which is ready. People are living and they love that community. It has become an existing market. In the valley, they are creating more than 200,000 square meters, which is equivalent to 6 football fields. They're innovating, they're creating more open spaces inside those communities, making it less densely populated and making it more and more filled with a lot of healthy amenities so that people love to come inside those cities and love to live inside these communities and work and play. Bigger population helps make this vision economically viable and socially dynamic. Now, just not the bigger population will help, skilled population, innovative population, productive population will help make this vision economically viable, and less dependent on the welfare economy will thrive. It is the most demanding and it is the most viable social urban experiment in the whole world right now. Now, Dubai wants more people not just to fill spaces, but to fuel a future, more minds, more businesses, more creativity. It will become one of the most successful 21st century urban experiment. We know that by looking at so much of a data. Everything that I have said in this presentation, I can support it with the data, with the published article by the government, by the public sector, by the private sector. I can give you each and every evidence of each and every point that I've mentioned inside this presentation. But for this presentation to, makes more sense, I just want to give you a perspective what is actually happening inside the city, apart from looking at the credit rating agency, because those credit rating agencies don't know the actual reality of the market. We as a consultant, we are sitting inside the city, we know the government plans, we know the developers plan, what kind of R&D they are doing before launching or before giving any kind of an idea or innovation for the future. Now this will give you a balanced overview of the rating that Fitch have published, not just the headlines. Now the most important factor, debt. Now every global economy, we have seen debt as the major problem. Those economies are the big evidence right now. We have seen in 2008 crash of Lehman Brothers. We have seen it in other parts of Sri Lanka as well. We are seeing a lot of debt problem happening in Pakistan as well. We have seen it year on year that how debt has become a major problem for the cities to go downward spiral all the time. But in Dubai, everything is fueled by the foreign direct investment. You can look it up on the internet where we are ranked in the foreign direct investment. We are globally the #1 economy in foreign direct investment and leading all of the biggest names in the world right now, with double the size of foreign direct investments coming inside the city. Now, just to give you an example, in my Emirates Tower video, I have mentioned it that one Zabil, which is the masterpiece, requires a lot of financial budget, was fueled by foreign direct investment. Wynn Casino, which is under construction in Ras Al Khaimah, is fueled by actually the foreign direct investment. Royal Atlantis was also the foreign direct investment. There are so many examples inside the city that how government is learning from the mistakes of the global economy, and they don't want to repeat those mistakes. They want to make it the best possible, reasonable, sustainable option for every resident of the world, so that they can see this city and they can take an example and they want to live inside this beautiful, healthy economy. Now, how Dubai plans to grow without debt? Private sector led development. Now, every real estate development that you are seeing, even by the semi-government developers, even by the government developers, is being funded by the private sector. It's being funded by the people, the foreign people who are investing inside the city. They are fueling the growth of those development. Everything is being monitored and secured by the government entities such as Dubai Land Department and Dubai Central Bank. Payments goes to inside the escrow. No developer can take out the money and run away with it. Now, in 2009, there was a lot of problem because of these regulations were not in place, but now everything is in place and it's regulated 100%, very safe, which is why a lot of people who are investing in Dubai, they are making tons of ROIs, tons of ROE. They just have to be careful at what time, and they have to position themselves at the right time of the market and the right development in the right area. Real estate equals to capital magnet. It's very much, understandable. Phased growth, not overbuilt. Now, this point actually mention and give us a sense that why every developer who is launching a big size of communities, they are launching phase by phase. I can give you one example of the Valley by Emaar. Valley by Emaar was first phase, first cluster was launched in 2021. Now, after 3 to 4 years time, their first cluster was handed over, named as Eden, and their 2 more clusters are due for handover this year. Developer knew very well that at what time they need to be handed over, and how to fuel growth, how to increase the occupancy, how to make it more demanding and not just deliver it and making it a ghost town, so that it will become a bubble, it will become an evidence that it is not as per the demand of the market. Now, anything that I'm saying right now, I have seen these factors, I went there, I've seen it myself, which is why I made the video inside the community to show you like what is actually happening. Now, those two clusters will be handed over in this year and will be picked up by the homeowners inside the city, and mostly the cash buyers have bought those properties. Mostly the people who have invested into the off-plan, waited for 3 to 4 years time, were the residents of the city or the people who were overseas. Now they're moving inside the city because they have planned their next coming 10 to 15 years to live inside Dubai. Revenue-backed state entities like DEWA, Dubai Electricity and Water Authority. Now, DEWA is actually a state entity, but it has become public. Now, anyone, any common resident of Dubai can buy the stock so that they can raise capital, and it will be led by the private sector and by the private people so that they can fuel growth inside the city without taxpayer money. Now, private sector led developments, as I have said, most mega projects, for example, Emaars, The Valley, Dubai Hills, Shobha Heartland, are not funded by the government. They are built by the private developers, which means if they are built by the private developer, it's not just the private developer injecting the money, it's basically they are collaborating with the foreign investors, with the investors inside the city to complete these developments and make it more organic and make it less risky for the people. Infrastructure around them, roads, utilities, park, may get public support, but the core investment risk is private. This reduces the financial burden on the state while still delivering growth. Absolutely, we have seen it happen in the previous communities of Dubai, and it is a complete solid example. Dubai South and Expo City are public-private partnership where developers build and sell in phases aligned with demand. This is actually happening right now. We have seen it. I will come to the complete presentation of Expo City, in which you can see what kind of beautiful infrastructure that they have built there, and they are releasing phase by phase, very careful with the demand, increasing their launches year on year, depending on how many people wants to live inside the city. And there is a lot of commercial office spaces located inside the Expo City, and they are expanding more. Dubai World Trade Center operations will be completely shifted to Expo City in the next 2 to 3 years time. So the expansion is going on full swing. You can see it in my next video of Expo City. You can understand what I'm talking about. Now, because of those expansions, everything is complementing each other. Everything is fueling growth of the city, of the community, of the area. Real estate as a capital magnet. Real estate in Dubai is structured to attract foreign capital, not just domestic debt. We have seen it happening. Smart investors, smart money of Dubai, they knew this point very, very well, which is why they are investing in Dubai, and they are not just buying their, planning their coming future because of this organic growth inside the city. With 100% foreign ownership in free zones and residency tied to property purchases, Dubai uses real estate as a way to fund growth from abroad, not government balance sheet. This is very important. This is very important that the government is not giving citizenship so that it will become the problem such as it has become problem in the previous economies of US, UK, and some other countries as well, where they have given their nationalities and after that people become less productive. In short, investors fund the city and city gives them the access. This is called an engineered city, which has never happened in any other global economy. Now, we can understand by looking at all the factors happening inside the economy, what is fueling the growth of real estate inside the city, what is fueling the demand of these developments which are coming in very aggressively into the market. Build as needed strategy, phase development. Unlike Western cities that build infrastructure just in case, Dubai often builds in phases and when demand is proven. Now, this point is so solid. Why? Because there is a lot of research and development going on, and it is becoming so hard for a developer to work inside the city, and it is becoming so competitive that every developer is leveling up their game nowadays in Dubai, and it is becoming very challenging for new developers to work inside the city because of so many regulations, because every developer have to put down 30% of the project cost inside the escrow to get their project approved. They have to own the 100% ownership of the land. They can't borrow that money. Even if they're borrowing from their own home country, they have to, in Dubai, have to make it look more liquid with more 100% cash, so that these factors make these developments more solidified. And once those projects get approved, they have been looked over if the demand is there, if the infrastructure is there, if these developers have the financial capability to deliver those projects. This keeps cash flow healthy and prevents wasteful spending. We know that 100% after looking at every point, that what is actually happening inside the city and what is fueling growth of real estate in Dubai. Example, metro expansions are planned based on projected ridership and ROI rather than political pressure. Now, in Dubai, there is monarchy. So every metro expansion which is happening in Dubai is actually as per the demand, as per the population increment happening, which is why we have seen 4 new metros being published. If you were to go to the website of gis.dda.gov.ae, in that you can see the complete ownership of each and every land inside Dubai city, if it is being owned by a developer, if it is being owned by government, or if the land is empty or whatever it is. In that website, it has already been laid out that where the metro lines are coming up, which communities the metro line will hit up. So in the next coming 3 to 4 years time, the government have a plan that they want to make Dubai a 20-minute city in which every area of Dubai will be accessible through metro. Strong government cash position. Dubai's government linked entities like Dubai Electric Water Authority, Road Transport Authority, Emirates, we know Emirates Airline are cash generating business, not a welfare heavy institution. Now each and every entity that I've mentioned here in my presentation, they are generating cash through the businesses, and they are not being funded by the government, which is why the economy is so stable, which is why it has never become risky at any point in time. Many of these entities go public, IPOs, or issue bond backed by revenue generating asset, not taxpayer deficit. This is very important. This shows us that this is a very stable economy. It is generating their own income, and it has given the opportunity to the common public to be more productive, to always inject liquid inside the economy and grow the economy together. Now, another example, Diva IPO in 2022 raised over $6 billion US, reducing the need for borrowing. Debt caps and fiscal discipline. Dubai has had debt problems before 2009 crisis and learned from it. Now it maintains the strict sovereign debt limits with external audits and IMF aligned frameworks. It is real. If things overheat, they pause or delay projects. They are not afraid to slow down when needed. This is a very solid point. Where in the world, even in the China, a lot of communities, I have heard from my investors who have went to China, they have seen it happen, that a lot of the communities, a lot of the areas have become the ghost town. People have made the developments and it was not regulated and it was not as per the demand of the market. Now they are being demolished, a lot of buildings being demolished, a lot of developers go bankrupt, a lot of banks go bankrupt in China. This is just one example. If we were to look at the examples from around the global economy, you can find so many examples in other countries. Public-private partnership. Dubai increasingly uses PPP model in education, healthcare, and infrastructure. So now in Dubai, everything is private. So even in the education sector, yes, there are some regulations being done. There are some look over from the government, but everything is private, funded by the private entities, even in the healthcare and infrastructure as well. The government sets the policies and land while private players take on the capital and operational risk. Of course, that is happening. Example, schools and hospitals are often privately operated but regulated and partly facilitated by the government. Now, Dubai versus Western debt models. Now, this is important. Why? Because you can compare what happened in the West, why they have become a failed economy, why there are so many people moving inside this city. Now, the growth model of Dubai is private investment led, meaning people investing inside the city and fueling the growth of economies. State-driven stimulus in West, a lot of borrowing happened to drive the economy forward because of the elections, because of a lot of other factors as well. Risk distribution on developers or investors. So the risk is on the developer or the investor, which is why every developer is very careful when they are launching or when they are getting into the market to launch any of the development, because if they are not careful, they will lose their money. But in the West, what happens is that it's on the taxpayers, it's on the governments. So which is why Dubai have been seen as the most safest option. There is infrastructure faced with ROI, or invest often political or pre-funded. If the elections are near, every new leader, every new party comes into the market and they publish their plan that we want to create more bridges, we want to create more whatever is needed of the market, whatever the public are responding to just to gain more votes. But in Dubai, it's faced with ROI. It is as per the need of the market. Debt discipline, strict caps, revenue linked. But in West, it's high public deficits. You can look it up. The debt clock of US, how situation is becoming worse each and every day. Real estate policies, investor driven plus residency, which means like if anyone is coming inside the city and buying a 2 million worth of a property inside the city, they are looking forward for the residency, they are looking for their 10-year plan inside the city, which is why the real estate policies are actually driving the growth of real estate inside the city. But in West, it's zoned, regulated, low foreign access. So Dubai is not just chasing population growth, it's building sustainable, globally competitive city. Then the next 15 years will determine if this bold model will pay off. It has already paid off, but in the next 15 years, the kind of planning the government has, more innovative planning that they have, we will yet to see what's going to happen. But it is a very bright future for this specific region of UAE. Bottom line, let the market build the city, government sets the vision and the rules. So I hope this presentation helped give you some clarity of what is actually happening inside Dubai city. If you want to dig deep with me, and if you want to understand more of these factors, and you want to have all of the evidence and want to look it up on the internet with me, and you want to understand about every factor that I've mentioned, if it's real or not, you can contact me and we can understand. I can give you the evidences from the actual planning published in the media, so you can understand like what is actually happening. Now I've made this video just to give you the understanding and the perspective that Dubai is the best option there is right now at this present moment. Now every development which I'm covering right now and posting it on YouTube, it is actually as per the demand of the market. And every development that I'm posting on my YouTube channel, it is actually the development that I know personally that can make you money 100%, and I bought it myself, which is why I am giving you the presentation and I'm doing the hard work, because I love this city. I know what is actually happening inside the city, and I know the future is much brighter than you think. So thank you for watching. If you have further questions, if you want to discuss more about this and you want to get on a call, my number is mentioned below. Thank you for watching. This is Matloob Ahmed, on Fiscal.